The cruelty of the prior administration has come to an end, and now we will demonstrate to the world what we as Americans are.
Is that so?
The planet air, beating my chest like a silverback back. I hold it down, take my crown on them. I'm a silverback back. Silence. There's some kings in the building. Throw your fists up and show some respect. There's gorillas in here. Gorilla in here. It's gorillas in here. Gorilla.
This video is brought to you by Extreme Tees. Click on the link below. Make sure you put Kevin in the promo code and you'll get a 20% discount. Concerned about what's coming next? I am. The political upheaval in our country worsens day by day, along with the potential of more COVID-19 lockdowns. This is a turbulent time to be alive, and you need to be prepared for whatever might happen. Will there be food shortages? Probably. And as Bob said, people used to laugh at preppers, but they ain't laughing now. The smart advice is to have at least food, water, and other supplies to last at least 30 days. So, to help you prepare, I recommend My Patriot Supply. They are the leaders in self-reliance, and they have a 4-week supply of food that lasts up to 25 years in storage. So you never have to worry again. Why take the risk of going without food or standing in some government food line? Go to preparewithkevinscorner.com and your food will be shipped quickly and discreetly to your door. Come here. And you'll get a chance to save 20% if you act today. So those that know what's coming, use today to prepare. Visit preparewithkevinscorner.com and receive 20% off of a 4-week supply of emergency food. That's preparewithkevinscorner.com. Now, back to the video. So now that we paid some bills and, we're into the topic of tonight. You heard the guy. You heard the bald-headed dude talking reckless, talking about now we're going to demonstrate what we as Americans are. Now, this is what burns a lot of people up, because it appears that the same people who attacked the last administration for these immigration, laws and separation of kids, now all of a sudden they're appearing to be hypocrites. Now, I don't just want to say that. I'm not one to just throw out hearsay. So let's get into what they said back then and what they're saying now.
The new Homeland Security Secretary calling out the Trump administration on his first full day on the job, as the Biden administration plans to open a temporary shelter for migrant children in Texas, the very practice the media blasted the Trump administration over.
So now, as we get into some investigation of what's going on, we now, once again, exposes what? Hypocrisy. So, if I'm getting this right, the Biden administration are opening up these camps for kids that are going to be separated from their parents at the border. This is what makes Americans mad. When I sit back and I say, first of all, you're hypocritical. Secondly, you were trying to make it appear that illegal immigrants coming here, breaking our laws when it comes down to immigration, were getting different treatment than normal human beings in America, citizens that break the law. And guess what happens to them, guys? Their children are separated. If that wasn't the case, every burglar, every bank robber, every murderer, every drug dealer would carry a kid in the back seat just in case the feds show up. And all they got to do is point, hey man, what you gonna do? You gonna arrest me? You see that baby carriage in the back? How you gonna put me in jail when that kid that I got is in the back? Oh, well, Johnson, we don't know what to do with this. We don't want to separate him from his parents now, do we? Tell you what, we're going to write you a citation. You promised to show up in 3 months to your trial? Yeah, yes, I do. Okay, thank you. Now, you better not be fooling us. Whew. Case closed and shut, Johnson. See, that sounds stupid. It makes Americans say, now wait, what's going on here? Why are they getting different treatment than I am?
We've been sounding this alarm during the entire Biden campaign that if he did what he promised he was going to do, we would see a crisis that would make 2019 pale in comparison. And that's exactly what we're seeing. What I've said, with a stroke of a pen, just a couple hours after Biden took office, he has made our borders less secure, our country less safe, and has endangered the men and women on the front lines of our borders trying to protect our country. Shannon, we're in a new era here where the United States now is absolutely encouraging, incentivizing, and they're facilitating migrants to enter the border illegally. That's where we're at right now. It's unbelievable.
But secondly, what this man is describing is a problem that is created by the Democrats. So here's Joe coming in on the wheels of steel, encouraging these people, giving them the old school wink and gun, which made all of them start coming. And when you get all these people coming and you can't handle them, okay, what are you gonna do then, Joe? Build cages, build facilities, separate them from who? Their parents. Now, are the people in the Joe Biden administration Nazis? I'm wondering. I mean, are they running concentration camps? Because we're about to hear from Alexandria Cortez and some other bootleg Democrats that came hard against Trump. Let's get into this hypocrisy.
Tears and passion on Capitol Hill today as the House Oversight Committee focused on what's happening to migrant children detained at the border. Testifying were lawmakers from both parties who had visited detention facilities. Republicans defended the Border Patrol agents facing a crush of arrivals, more than tripling numbers in the past.
Now, did y'all see that CNN paid person that gets paid to, you know what I mean, prostitute themselves? See, maybe if I use Nancy Pelosi's mush mouth, you know, the algorithms and stuff won't catch what I'm saying. Because sometimes they prostitute themselves. Well, that lady right there who gets up there pushing this propaganda, showing all those pictures that invoke emotions and stuff. See, she's setting the stage. She's already creating the welling up in the eyes. People about to turn on the waterworks, because when you see all these kids laying around in those cages, I mean, that looks horrible. You would think that whoever built those cages was an animal. And they've been telling us for a long time it was Trump that built them cages. See, so all of these people started hating and attacking Trump over this. But let's dig a little deeper and find out the origin of these cages.
It is a crisis. It is real. And we do not get anywhere by blaming the people who are doing their best to help these people.
You're crazy, man. I like you, but you're crazy, man.
Y'all hear that, man? It's a crisis, and it's real. And we don't get anywhere with blaming people that's trying to help these people. Well, you know what? I don't blame those people that's trying to help them. I blame the politicians who encouraged or created the crisis. Okay? Don't you be whining that we're getting overwhelmed here at the Cedar Point ride. Everybody wants to get on this roller coaster, but we just made a big announcement that, hey, everybody in the park needs to report over to the roller coaster immediately. Then when they all show up, we create the problem, and then we're whining about it. We got nowhere to put these people. They're everywhere. They're just walking over each other. This is crazy. Who made the announcement, come one, come all? Democrats. Because they have a motive. They are the masters of propaganda, exploitation, all of that. And yet, criticizing people for doing the exact same thing that they do. You know what that's called? Projection, reprojection. Blame your opponent for things you do. Let's continue getting to the bottom of this, because I'm getting sensitive listening to this man.
While Democrats described the conditions they saw in Clint, Texas, of extreme overcrowding and migrants telling the lawmakers that they were forced to drink from toilets.
Forced to drink from toilets, you say? Turns out that was a lie too. A lie perpetrated by the number one bubblehead herself, Alexandria Cortez, aka AOC. The same bubblehead that just went on a full-blown rant for about a week and a half about how she almost got killed in those tunnels down there in the Capitol, only to find out that never happened. Here we go again down this rabbit hole, guys. Brace yourselves, because it's going to get bumpy.
And what was worse about this, Mr. Chairman, was the fact that there were American flags hanging all over these facilities, that children were being separated from their parents in front of an American flag, that women were being called these names under an American flag.
And scene. Did y'all hear Alexandria up there?
And what is worse about this, there were are American flags all over the place.
Now here's what's crazy, is I don't hear them talking about patriotism, American flags any other time, unless you want to exploit that, unless you want to show this strange dichotomy of we're supposed to be America, we're supposed to be patriotic, and yet that flag, it was flying high while we were abusing all of these kids that happened to somehow just come to the border. What, on their own? No, they didn't get here on their own. Somebody brought them, and the people who brought them was invited as well. See, she don't want to talk about that. She just wants to put on a performance and, tug at everybody's heartstrings, but we're going to expose her. Hang in there.
Mr. Chairman, it needs to be noted into record. I spoke to CPB agents.
Wait. Now, did you see Talib? Now, she really went in on her character. I mean, she was committed to it, man. Oh, Mr. Chairman, we got, you know what? Hold on, y'all. Hold on. See, she ain't gonna, you ain't gonna get up here talking all of that mess. Getting us all, hold on, y'all. Hold on, she got the glasses and stuff. I'm saying, fake tears. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, because, once again, I ain't got no tear ducts on them. Hey,
Mr. Chairman, what happened to the people to these kids?
There you go. And scene. That's how bad she was.
Even though they told us not to speak to them too. Remember that? And I said, what do you think we need to do because you guys are overwhelmed? They said, one of them, stop sending money, it's not working. Another one said, I wasn't trained for this. I am not a social worker. I am not a medical care worker. He actually said, I want to be at the border. That's what I was trained to be at. The last one, Mr. Chairman, the separation policy isn't working, he said.
And they told us not to speak to them too. Remember that? And we said, what do you need us to do? Because you're overwhelmed.
Unbelievable. But see, here's the crazy part about this. She's given half answers. See, she's only reporting parts of the conversation between these people. She never said why they're overwhelmed. She never gave us that reason. She's making it seem like the Border Patrol was just simply complaining because of a broken system here, and they were overwhelmed and overworked, and that. She never addressed what Trump was saying, that we're overwhelmed because of all these people who encourage a whole bunch of migrants to come to our country. That's why these people are overwhelmed. See how they like to, operate in that gray area of deception. Now let's finish exposing these hypocrites.
But some of the most compelling sound came not from a member of Congress, but a lawyer who monitors migrant facilities and spoke directly with these children.
Many had not brushed their teeth for days. They were wearing the same clothes they had on when they crossed the border, clothes that were covered in nasal mucus, vomit, breast milk, urine. Multiple children had a strong stench emanating from them because they had not showered in days. At Clint, I met a 6-year-old boy who I will never forget. He was tiny and he hardly spoke. When I asked him if he was at Clint with anyone, he began to sob nearly inconsolably for an hour, nearly an hour.
And cut. Did y'all hear that? First of all, one of the most compelling stories came not from Congress, but from a lawyer, which makes her right, which makes her story more compelling because she's a lawyer, because we can trust all lawyers. Yeah, we can do that. So most, politicians were lawyers or something, but nonetheless, here she is putting it on, man, how they might have been a little tart and stinky and all that stuff. Yeah. You would be that way if your parents drug you like 2,000 miles through the desert across several countries instead of stopping in the first country you get to get asylum. No, let's keep going. So they walk all the way through there, get to our border, and expect us to say what? Go ahead in because you got kids? Or, hey, guys, this we're going to do. All the adults get your butts in there. and all the kiddies, get your butt in there so we work this thing out. Okay, and unfortunately, since y'all all just showed up out of nowhere, space is a little tight. That's what it is. Because we're not going to put the kids in there with the grown-ups, because who knows what could happen. But instead of recognizing that smart decision, these folks tried to make it seem like that it's done out of malice, not out of safety. No, it's malice. You like it. You like snatching those kids from them arms, because see, you know, when they say we was ripping kids from their parents' arms, you know, it had to be dramatic. They just couldn't say, yeah, we were separating. They're rip. You gotta have the sound effects too. Rip. See, all of that stuff, yeah. They never talk about why these kids ripped from their parents' arms. But yet, if we'd have threw all them kids in there with the adults and some of them would have got, you know, molested, hurt, killed, whatever, then all of a sudden it'd be worse. But see, we're about to find out something that the Obama administration did was way worse than just separating these kids from their parents. And yet, I don't hear nothing coming out of the mouth of any of these paid actors / politicians / hypocrites. Stay tuned.
All of this comes as the Oversight Committee just issued a report finding that at least 18 migrant children under the age of 2.
Why is CNN distorting President Trump as a dictator by using the sensationalism?
Had been kept from their parents anywhere from 20 days to 6 months.
I hope that CNN become born again as a good media.
Right now, as we speak, they're actually opening up these facilities to members of the media. I know we've been asking. The White House has done this. Trump is quoted as saying that they are, quote, beautifully run detention facilities. Your response to that?
We spoke with dozens of children who gave us the same accounts. The Department of Homeland Security's Office of Inspector General confirmed our accounts. Children who have since been released confirmed our accounts. Border Patrol agents speaking with the New York Times and other media outlets confirmed our accounts. At this point, pushing back against the facts of what has been happening on the U.S. border is not a tenable position.
Now, did y'all see all them heartfelt pictures of those people kept in cage and all these humans that made a choice to come to our country knowing that we got immigration laws and stuff, probably under the premise of some activists paid by the Democrats to go and encourage them to come on, y'all hurt. Don't worry, we got y'all. Just get to the border and we'll work it out when y'all get there. Instead of these people worrying about the coyotes taking advantage of all these people dying in the desert. Instead of telling these people, stay your butts down in your country, these people encourage them to come and then complain when they get here and then are held accountable for violating our immigration laws. Yeah, and it's a shame that Donald Trump and his evilness put all of those people in these cages. According to CNN and this lady right here, Sierra Long. What? Wait, what's this?
Flashback to 2014 when Joe Biden and Barack Obama built the cages. Those are kids, that is a cage, and those are kids in a cage. Flash forward to 2021 under Joe Biden again. Biden administration prepares to open overflow facility for migrant children. But hey guys, at least it's not Orange Man doing it, so it's not a big deal.
Now that is peculiar, Zed. In 2014, when this was all going on, nobody cared then. And now that Trump's gone and Biden's doing the exact same thing, which makes him a hypocrite, no one cares now. All of a sudden, they're rebranding the separation of these kids from their parents. What happened to the sound effects? The, rip. Where's that? I'm waiting for it, Zed. Maybe you can go ahead and give me a little more knowledge on why all of a sudden things have changed drastically.
We need to get into this kids in cages narrative. As I said, this photo right here is from 2014. And I want to remind you that those are kids, that is a cage, and those are kids in cages. That happened under Joe Biden and Barack Obama. The crazy part is many of your friends and family who criticized Trump for the kids in cages, they probably never saw this photo until 4 years after it was taken, when Jon Favreau, former Obama speechwriter, tweeted this.
Look at these pictures. This is happening right now. And the only debate that matters is how we force our governments to get these kids back to their families as fast as humanly possible.
And he tweeted this photo from 2014, and it went very, very, very viral. It was everywhere. You heard about it left and right. And as I said, you probably heard about it from your family and friends. Kids in cages. How evil is Trump? Kids in cages. Look at this picture. Wow. Nobody cared in 2014, though, and nobody cares now when it's happening again.
New, the Biden admin is reopening an overflow facility in Texas for unaccompanied migrant children apprehended at the U.S.-Mexico border. Comes amid an increase in apprehensions plus reduced capacity limits at other facilities due to COVID-19.
Overflow facility. Let's call them what they are. Let's call them what you call them under Trump. Cages. The Obama administration, not the Trump administration, built the cages that hold many immigrant children at the U.S.-Mexico border. Fact check, true.
So, Zed, what you're saying is all you have to do is switch the definition of separation from parents, to holding facility. Now, the holding facility, you just switch that from being called a cage to a holding facility, and nobody catches it, or only the bubbleheads don't catch it, because the smart people like us, we caught it. And then, come to find out, no outrage. Now, when Snopes says something is true, which is basically a PR company that works on behalf of the Democrats, when they say something is true, wow, man, that's an all-time low. So let me understand. Obama administration, Trump. Okay, so they built the cages. Why was everybody calling Trump Hitler then? I just want to know. And Alexandria Cortez putting on a performance talking about the concentration camps. And why they try to snatch that picture of those cages off the internets that they first put out there, trying to blame it on Trump, until people said, wait a minute, let me do a little background. Those was from 2014. Oh, get them off. They're on to us. The jig is up. That is why they try to censor people like conservatives, because we expose their narratives and hypocrisy. But we can't get out of here without hearing a heartfelt statement by the #1 bubblehead herself, AOC, when she went down to visit these concentration camps.
What we saw today was unconscionable. No child should ever be separated from their parent. No child should ever be taken from their family. No woman should ever be locked up in a pen when they have done no harm to another human being. And I will never accept that argument.
Wow, now that was pretty moving, pretty emotional. She got up to talking about no woman, no kid should ever be separated from their parents. Now, you're a part of Congress. Last I checked, they're supposed to write laws and make sure these laws are designed to protect who? The home team. So now, because they are invoking all these sensitive, messages and heartfelt, statements like this and stuff, we're supposed to just set the law aside? What's the alternative, AOC? Let them all just come? One, come all? I mean, just remove our borders, I guess. And you call yourself a lawmaker. That's unbelievable. But yet, I wonder how she feels about this. Whoa. Y'all read that? So now all of these CNN commentators that was getting sensitive, showing us all those pictures, not only did we find out that it was the Obama administration that built those cages that they're now calling just overflow facilities. Not only did Obama also separate some kids from their parents without the sound effect of rip, we now find out that under his leadership, these precious tender kids, these illegal immigrants that just came over here for a better life, his irresponsible organization and his cabinet and his leaders and all of that didn't check to see who they were releasing, these precious little angels who came over here against their own will, and we should be watching over them. Just release them to a whole bunch of traffickers? How did this happen? I think that's almost worse than separating these kids from their parents. I mean, how did they even justify this? No background check, nothing. They got to show up. Hola, I'm here to pick up my kids. Oh yeah, well, which ones are yours? All 30 of those right there. Oh, wow, man, you've been busy. Hey guys, come on over here. Is this your dad? And the guy standing behind the guy going, see? Oh, well, there you go. The kid said, yep, you're his pop. Hey, good, man, thanks for coming to get your kids. All 30 of you guys, go ahead, get on that bus. Just shoved them on the bus. No background, no follow-up. And you wonder why the Trump organization stopped all of that so we can find out who's who, what parent you came with. Is that your real parent? There's a lot that needed to be found out. Instead of just saying, these kids are becoming a hassle, taking up too much space, the first person that shows up, go ahead, take these kids away. Only to find out later that they released these kids to some traffickers? Are you kidding me? And I ain't heard no sob story. I ain't saw no soliloquy. I ain't seen no heartfelt performance from the fake news or Alexandria or any of these people who come out and try to guilt us into accepting this narrative that we should just open up the borders and just have a free-for-all, which once again shows what? Their hypocrisy. Well, as time goes on, let's keep an eye on this situation, because I'm sure at some point we'll be hearing from Alexandria and Talib and CNN about this new updated version of separating kids from their parents, ripping from their parents and putting them in cages built by Obama. But I wouldn't hold my breath. Now, you've been listening to Kevin and Kevin's Corner. God bless. Take care.
You scared? This is all city, yeah, all state, yeah, all coast. Up north, got our hands round y'all throat. Cut your wind off, we need breathing room. Get your hands off our plate before we eat them. Got us starving, got us robbing. You ain't noticed it yet, y'all got a problem. I know you see the goons, I know you see the apes, I know you see the way we tear up the place, yeah.
Just want to say thanks for checking out the video. Check out Extreme Teas, my sponsor. The link is below this video. If you click on it and put Kevin in a promo code, you'll get a 20% discount. And finally, don't forget to hit like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification button. And if you'd like to donate to Kevin and Kevin's Corner, there's links below this video to do that as well. Okay, God bless you and God bless America.